go!
Fire support team, thanks to the viewers of the Val Gear channel for the long-term support, most recently for the mortar repair and the paint job on our Nissan Navara. Reliable and well-maintained trucks are essential for the resupply for our defensive positions.
Best regards to our fire support team. These men provide support starting from MG5s or FN Max while attached to assault teams, all the way up to Mark 19s, AGS 17s and 82mm mortars on permanent positions.
Alright guys, so FN Mag medium machine gun 7.62x51 or 308 Winchester is the caliber. This is pretty dated weapon with few upgrades that basically brought it to current times. Basically what you need is mounting solutions for the optic, checked M240 Bravo, which is American adaptation of precisely this machine gun with some modifications of course, serving perfectly to this day. This gun serving in British Army, in Australian Army and in many other armies around the world. Unfortunately, in some places getting replaced by Maximi, which I think is totally insane, but whatever, it is what it is. This original mag, although of course new production, as you can see, don't have the rails, don't have the mirage shield like the M240 have, but it's perfectly functioning machine gun. We having our free prone flash hider, which have nice long prongs, enough surface to get the gases cooled off. Going back, we have our 3-position gas regulator. This regulator is not intended only for the case when your gun gets dirty and starts slowing down or even start having stoppages. Yes, you open the gas port for bigger hole basically, so more gas get into the system. You can use it that way. But for example, for the sustained fire firing line, where you use your tripod, you're using your C2 panoramic sight. This is technique that I think only Brits and Canadians do at the moment, basically Commonwealth legacy. It's indirect map predicted fire with those guns, and what you can do with the regulator is actually increase and decrease the fire rate of the weapon. So of course in the manual you have on each position what is the rate of fire and you can adjust accordingly. Going further back, as you can see, there is no handguard. Basically your only handguard that you would have is the bipod. You clap the bipod in like so, and even when you squeeze on it, it will just not open. To unfold the bipod, you need to press under the gun on this little latch to allow the bipod to open. What is amazing about this bipod is that it can move from left to right and it's spring loaded. So let's say you have targets, you gunning, then you find your gun crooked like this, you're gunning somewhere here, you just gently lift on the bottom, they realign, put it down, and now you can load the bipod again to mitigate the recoil and continue gunning. So yes, handguard is, I don't think, really necessary, so even when you're firing from the hip, you still have the carry handle that you can hold, or you have the open bipod that you can hold onto, and basically from the hip you're firing. It is open bolt design, quick change barrel system. For your barrel exchange, it doesn't really matter if your bolt is in front or rear position, you just press on this latch and press on the handle sideways, like so, and press forward. And you have the locks here that basically interfere. Then you bring your second barrel. Now you don't even need to press on this latch. You just put it back, lock it in, that's it. To use the carry handle, you need to press on this latch. so it disengages, and then you can lift the gun like so, no problem. Now to the loading procedure. I would recommend to load from the bolt in the back. Of course, the charging handle always return back into the front position after charging the weapon. Then you lift the top cover. You had this level. In all the generations, you needed to be careful to always have it in the right position when loading it, depending if the bolt is in front or a rear position. Now in these later generations, it doesn't really matter because it's spring-loaded and basically the gun take care for the right positioning for you. So after you open your top cover, you of course can look in the chamber like so, make sure the gun is clear, can do the safe gun procedure. Anyway, we skip that, we go straight to our ammunition. Be loading this weapon with the links, with the open part going down to the grass. It's this saying, brass to the grass, brass portion facing the grass. Now what you do is to position the bullet straight above the barrel. Like so, then you need to hold the belt so it doesn't fall out like so. You just hold it, close it, but of course you can do the same procedure on closed bolt. Bolt is closed. Charging the weapon, now the gun is ready to fire again. Unloading procedure even with the bolt back is very simple. You just remove the belt, check the chamber visually, fire off the weapon, like so, gun is safe, gun is clear. On the bottom we having our dust cover for transportation. That one you can have when you have belt in, you rocking, you marching, you have this closed, when you fire it actually open on itself. We also having our tripod locking points, which are of course essential for the indirect fire out of tripods. Our bolt, our safety engages only if the bolt is in back position. Now it's in forward, I can't really press it. I charge the weapon and then my crossbolt safety engages. The rear sight is a peep sight. You basically by squeezing on side of the sight can go all the way to 800 meters, like so. If you want to go above that, you lift the sight and then you can go all the way from 800 to 1800 meters, which as you can tell is really only for aerial suppression. Even the 900 meters it's aerial suppression, that's it. The top rail in this modern variant, that is actually machined into the top cover. So really don't be afraid that you would be losing zero, that the rail will start wobbling. No, it's one solid piece of metal with the top cover. Now we go to the stock. This is plastic one. Plastic is much easier to decontaminate in case of nuclear or biological warfare. On the butt pad, very essential part is this shoulder rest, because yes, when you are for prolonged periods of time behind the gun, holding a sector or even just gunning, this just assists you greatly. So very nice feature over here. We getting our sling mounting points in the rear and in the front. So you need to choose a sling accordingly to the weight of the weapon. So some thick one, or you can take normal one and just add some thick padding. Firing. Now, what do I think about the FN mag overall? Yes, it's heavy. Years ago I had argument with a friend that was serving in Finnish and in Swedish armed forces, which gun is better, PKM or FN mag. He was a proponent of FN mag, he's experienced machine gunner, and there are definitely nice things to say about mag. For me, PKM wins, yes, because of nostalgia, because I was PKM gunner, but also because of the much lower weight compared to the FN mag. But FN Mag will return you or the struggling while carrying it when you actually start shooting it, because it really runs like sewing machine, extremely reliable. One more thing to mention, your charging handle is solid piece of metal like so, but I find it a little bit short. In M240 Bravo it's much longer, and I find it so much better for a class of machine gun like this one. In scenario when I can actually choose, I would choose PKM in case that I would be doing the work that I was doing in 2014 onwards until the big war. And that was reconnaissance, that was diversion. Basically, you load your belts and you were thrown somewhere without any resupply really. So what you had on you was what you was fighting with. So, the conclusion for the current warfare, the fact that you get your ammunition linked, pre-linked in cans, it's so much easier for resupply. It's so much easier for you as a gunner to not take your old, dirty, muddy belts, washing them, loading them. You just get can of ammunition that you know will be perfect. So that's why in current warfare, in conventional warfare, M240 or FN Mag is absolute winner over PKM. Thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.